answer. I'm the host for the presentation of the Japanese scholarship guidance for our team, but over the country and even those who are not in the country. The host, the presenter, is a non-researcher. His name is Dahir Usman. So his name is Dahir Umar Liman. He's a PhD student at Tokyo University of Science in Japan, also a MEXT scholarship awardee. He graduated with a Bachelor of Degree in Pharmacy from Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, in 2018, and had his 1-year internship at the APTH Zaria in 2019. Proceeded to obtain his master's degree in pharmaceutical chemistry at the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, also from the same University of Usman Danfodio, Sokoto, in 2013, 2020. And currently he's undergoing his PhD training in Japan after obtaining the award of MEXT scholarship last year. Similarly, until he left for Japan, was the head of pharmacy department, women and children welfare clinic in Sokoto. So, Dr. Umar, welcome. How to unmute yourself?
Sorry, please. I want to. Oh. I don't know. Please, can you see my screen?
No, we cannot see it.
It's not available.
Okay. Please, I'm coming. How about now?
Still not available.
It's still not
Okay,
available?
it's coming. It's coming. Now it's okay.
It's okay, right?
Yes. It's okay.
You can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it.
It's clear now.
Mashallah. All right, thank you. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's already night here. I am by name Dahir Umar Liman, currently a first year PhD student at Tokyo University of Science here in Japan. And please, can you hear me?
Yes, very long. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we
All
can
right.
hear you. Kindly proceed.
Yes.
But maybe you can on your camera if that's not a problem.
I think.
But you can go ahead anyway.
All right.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay.
We are with you. You can see the slide too.
All right. I believe that's the most important thing. And I am also a MEXT scholarship awardee. I came into Japan just recently. This is my 7th month anyway in Japan. I am going to be the speaker of today's webinar titled A Guide on How to Secure a MEXT Scholarship. I will be sharing with you the little experience I've gathered so far on how to apply for the MEXT scholarship. This program was actually organized by Gamgee Educational and Mentorship Forum. Just an overview what MEXT scholarship is all about. MEXT scholarship is a program that allows or that gives opportunity to international students to study at any Japanese university with a scholarship from the Japanese government, specifically the Ministry of Education. That is the name of the ministry. Ministry of Education, Culture, Support, Science, Sports, Science, and Technology. It's also called Mombukaga Kusho. That is a Japanese term. This scholarship is actually a very prestigious one, as it allows you to study in any of the Japanese university you choose here in Japan, irrespective of the university status, whether it's a public university or a private university. Like I think I know other scholarships, if you're going to apply like the GKS, it's preferable that you should apply through public universities. But here in Japan, there's nothing like that. You can apply whether the university is private or public. The program is actually categorized into the following. There is a Japanese government scholarship for research students, those offering MSc and PhD program like us. And then there is also one for undergraduate. There is one for Japanese studies students, those that will study just the language. And there's also a teacher training student program. This is a professional training of teachers. It's actually lasts for a year. So why should you consider MEXT scholarship? Like I previously said, MEXT scholarship is a highly prestigious scholarship, as it is a fully funded scholarship that covers your tuition fees, your return air tickets, economy class anyway, coverage of your entrance examination fees, because here in Japan, if you are going to enroll into either a PhD or a master program, you will have to take some entrance examinations that involves interviews and some documentations. And those are interviews you are not supposed to, you have to pay. There is a fee attached to the examinations. Or if you are under MEXT, that is going to be covered. You are also going to be provided with a monthly stipend that will sustain you as you are studying in Japan. You can also study in any university and any field of your choice here in Japan. Under MEXT. This is a general checklist. I believe this is not something new. Everyone is aware of this, but just for the sake of emphasis, I believe we can still go over it again. There is need for you to have your degree certificates, your transcript, your international passports, your English proficiency test. But I put in bracket optional. It's not mandatory. However, if you have the test, you stand a high chance to get the scholarship. You can either take either IELTS or TOEFL. In my own case, I had IELTS. So it boosts your opportunity to get the scholarship. There's also need for you to have your passport photograph, the recent one, nothing older than 6 months, as you may need it on filling the application form. There's also need for you to have your ready-made recommendation letter, at least 2. You should have your research plan. Your research plan here, in the sense that it doesn't mean you should have a very detailed research plan that covers a lot of pages. I think just 1 or 2 pages are enough. You just want to know that you have an idea of what research is all about. In particular, your area of interest. You have an idea of what you want to carry out when you come to Japan. Eventually, you might not even work on what you wrote on, but they just want to see it as a means of screening. And then you also need to have your SOP or motivational letter. And most importantly, you should have your academic CV, a very well crafted academic CV, as it's very important in the process of applying for scholarship. Japanese government scholarship has two ways in which you can apply to. We have the embassy recommendation track, embassy recommendation, and the university recommendation. I came through the university recommendation. This embassy recommendation is actually a lengthy process, and I believe the application is ongoing. The embassy of your country in question released the announcement or a call for application. This usually is around April, and I believe in this year the deadline for the submission of application is April 10th. After you have submitted your application around June, the embassy will conduct first screening. This first screening involves examination of the document you have submitted, which which we are going to see in the next slides. The embassy will examine the document you have submitted, and then you also conduct the language proficiency examination and then an interview. The language proficiency examination is actually to test your English language ability and also your Japanese language skill. The English language test is meant to understand or to have an idea as to how well can you communicate with Japanese academic professors, with your Japanese supervisors, because usually, to be very honest with you, here in Japan, not everyone understands English, mostly only the professors and few lab mates. So they will conduct at embassy level, they will conduct the English language examination and the Japanese language examination. The English language, like I said earlier, is to know how well can you communicate in English with your academic supervisor. And then the Japanese language there is not meant to know whether you really understand Japanese or no. They just want to know whether you also understand, whether you have some level of understanding of Japanese or not, so that to know at which level are they going to enroll you when you eventually get the scholarship. Are you going to be enrolled into what they call preparatory education in Japan, where you undergo a Japanese language training for a period of 6 months? And even in that case, it all depends on the university you are going into, and it also depends on your academic supervisor. Here in Japan, academic supervisors are very powerful. Whatever they said, it stands. Like in my own case, my professor does not need me to undergo the Japanese language examination, so training. So I just go straight into my program. So if your supervisor wants you to learn the Japanese language, as it will help you to communicate well in the university and also with some people here in Japan. And then of course there's going to be an interview. After the first screening result is out and you are eventually successful, then you will be requested to provide to contact. Here in embassy track, you contact 3 universities of your choice. You contact them requesting for provisional acceptance, which you are going to submit to the embassy. This procedure, you are going to contact the university of your choice. You select 3 universities you want here in Japan. You contact the international office of the university. You attach your certificate of first screening and then the application document in total. You contact the university requesting them to provide you with provisional acceptance, as you have already passed the first screening and you are now in need of provisional acceptance. And out of the 3 universities you are going to select, you are expected to provide a maximum of 2 acceptance letters which you are going to submit to the embassy. And then this is going to take place from the time the first screening result is out up to August 10. After that, the next step is you submit your preference application form. We're going to see the application letter. The form has a section where you're going to write the universities you want in the order of first choice, second choice, and third choice, each with their academic supervisor. This is going to take place around mid-September. After that, there's going to be second screening and placement of university to either your first choice, second choice, or third choice. It all depends on factors they consider. This is going to take place from October. This second screening involves the result of your first screening, and if you're eventually able to get acceptance letter from any of the university you wish to apply. After that, from January to February, there's going to be an announcement of successful candidates. As you can see, it's a very long process from April to February. And then if you are successful, eventually in March or early April, you arrive in Japan to start your program. This is the university recommendation. It only has 3 steps, but we should bear in mind in this first step, before the first step, you must already have gotten your professor. You have done all the documentations. The professor is ready to accept you to join his lab. Then, around December, the professor by himself, on behalf of the university, he will send you the application document to fill in and then submit back. You should bear in mind, if you have any corrections and whatever, the professor will make the corrections for you. He will ask you to correct this and correct that. This is going to take place around December. And then by March, within that period, the university will now recommend you as a candidate to the Ministry of Education, Culture and Support in Japan, seeking for a scholarship. Around June, the university will notify you if your application is successful. But in most cases, once you reach this stage, when university recommend you to the MEXT scholarship board, you have more than 90% chance of getting the scholarship. So just start preparing to come to Japan. Around June, you'll be notified that you have been awarded the Japanese government scholarship. These are the application documents. As we can see, this first application form just requires you to fill in your details. You can fill in the detail either by handwriting or by typing. But preferably you should type in order to avoid errors or writing some words that are difficult to understand, maybe due to nature of how you write. This is a very simple application. The first part is very simple. You just fill in the necessary information. The second part is also very simple. You write the necessary information there. And then this part requires you to write the history of your academic background, starting from your primary education up to the university level. Here you write the name of the primary school you attended or the school you attended in total. You write from what time to what time. At the end of the day, here you write the total number of years you spent in school. There is need, I think, to have at least 16 or 18 years minimum. And then here on the remark, you can write maybe if you have been given any responsibility during the course of your study, or maybe you have won some awards or anything of that nature, you can write it here. I believe it will increase your chances. And then this is also a very important stage where you write your field of specialization you studied in the past. Just very concise. You can write about the project you carried out during your undergraduate, or if you're applying for PhD, you can write about your project you carried out during your master's program. And then here is also very important. If you have ever published any paper, you write it here. It's very important. Write the reference of the paper here. It's very important. And then also, Japanese government, they also want to know whether you are working or not. If you are working, it's also fine. You write it here. Write the details of your working history. You write your organization here. You write the period in which you were working, and then the responsibility you held while you are working. It's also very important as it uh, gives you more chances, because these are things that are very unique. Other things are just very common, everyone has them. So, but here, these are the things that are very unique to you. Try as much as possible to make your application very strong and unique. And then this part is also very important. They are more or less like asking you your motivational letter, but it has been broken into three stages. Here, the first part, they said, what was the trigger for having an interest in Japan? I believe here you can, even though I'm not trying to tell you exactly what you're going to write, but just to give you an idea of what they're expecting based on my little experience. You should write about that maybe you want to learn the Japanese culture. There's so much like it. You want to learn their language, and also because of high quality education. That's what triggered you to come to Japan for your study. And then this second uh, one there, why do you choose Japan as a destination to for study, for your graduate study? I believe you can write things like the universities in Japan are consistently ranked very high. You when you come to Japan, you have access to machines and equipments, world class professors. Also have the opportunity to participate in a cutting edge research, innovation, and development. Things like that. You should focus your direction towards all of those things I made mention about. And then lastly here, what kind of things do you think you can contribute to Japan and your home country through your experience of studying in Japan? This is more or less like asking you what are your future plan. I believe you can write things like you are going to serve as a good ambassador of Japan to your country after you return home, and then you are also going to participate actively in programs that will be organized by the Japanese embassy in your country. Like I could remember clearly, just 1 or 2 months ago, I saw on official Facebook page of Japanese embassy in Nigeria, they held a speaking competition in Japanese to Nigerians, and so many Nigerians participated. I saw even they gave awards to the best presenters. So you can talk about all those things. And then you also talk about mentoring of younger ones to also achieve their goals, because it's more or less like what are your future plans. This is this form is your where you're going to talk about your field of study and research plan. Here, you just write the topic you want to work on when you eventually come to Japan. Just write the topic here, and then here you talk about the little research plan, just 1 or 2 pages. I think they are enough. You don't have to write much. You can write few lines on the background of your topic. You talk about the aims and objectives of what you want to carry out, and then methodology. Then lastly, you write the expected outcome. I think that is all. This is health. This is health form. You take this to a doctor. He will fill it for you and then sign. It's also very important. You have to fill in this form. Then this is a recommendation letter, which will be filled by your referee. This is actually their format, but it's not necessary you have to use this. Your referee can also use anyone he likes, but let it be preferably on an official letter page. It can be on official letter page, not necessarily on this format. So this is the recommendation letter. I don't know if you can see my course. Please, can you see it?
Yeah, we can. Go
All
ahead,
right, all
proceed.
right, all right, all right, all right. This is the format of their recommendation letter. However, your referee can decide to use his own official cover up letter for you. And then this is the reference application form I'm talking about, where you write your name, everything here, and then you write the university you want to study in Japan. You write them in order. You have the first choice, second choice, and third choice. You write the graduate school in which you want to come into. Like maybe in my own case, I want to come to uh, graduate school of pharmaceutical science. You write it here, and then you write the name of supervisor you want to work under. But you should know that it's not necessary you are going to be given your first choice. It could be your third choice, your second choice, or fourth choice. It all depends on what is available on ground. And then finally, this is a checklist. Here, you are going to the application form. After filling the application form, the one I just showed first, you submit the original document, and then you make 2 copies of the application document. The placement reference application form, you just need to submit the original, just 1 copy. There's no need for you to make a photocopy. Field of study, you make photocopy and attach it with the original copy. You make 2 copies of it. Abstract of thesis, the same thing. Medical certificate letter for recommendation letter, also you make original copy, and then you attach it with 2 copies. Medical certificate, also the same thing. Abstract of thesis, if you have, it's not optional. That's why they shaded it in dark, so it's not necessary. Certificate of language proficiency, if you have, like IELTS or TOEFL, if you have, you don't have to submit the original copy. You just make 2 copies of it and attach. Recommendation letter from your present employer, like I said, if you are working, you can also put it in the application that you are working. You obtain your recommendation letter from your employer. It gives you more chance of being accepted. You submit the original copy with 2 copies with photocopy. Then photograph showing applicants' own work of art. Those is not really very necessary. But when you are going to submit this document, you should know that there is no need for you to staple the document. You just arrange the document accordingly, put inside envelope, write your name and address. You are not going to submit the document in person to the embassy. The embassy will not receive the document in person. You have to submit the document via a delivery company, either DHL or anything of that nature. And also, you have to attach your, okay, maybe, this year there is no need for passport. Maybe they changed. After that, I think that's all. This is actually a tips on how to contact Japanese professors. Before you contact Japanese professors, there is need for you to check and learn what is their research interest. You also need to understand the type of work they are currently that's currently ongoing in the laboratory, in order to help you to write a very good email, because your research interest must align with that of the professor. Professor will not compromise. It's always you that will compromise. So your research interest must align with his interest. Otherwise, he might not give you his attention. You should, when you're going to write an email to professor, you should give him a brief academic background and your research experience, just little. Then you write your motivation to join. You state your motivation to join his lab. What are the reasons? What are the things you have seen that is ongoing in his laboratory that captured your attention? You can also write. You can also read 1 or 2 of his recent publications that's caught your attention, and then after that you attach your CV, your certificate, transcript, or publication, whatever you have. You attach it on this email and send. If you highlight one or two of his key findings in his publications, that will make him very happy and he will think you are serious enough. So he will give you his time. And then also there is need to consider time while sending an email. If you are sending an email from Nigeria, there is need for you to send the email around 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. in Nigerian time, because that is what will correspond to 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. here in Japan. Usually Japanese professors, usually not only Japanese, I think all professors are very busy. They are very busy. So once they come into, they receive a lot of emails. So the idea is when you send the email around 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. is for the email to, is for them to receive the email, for the email to be at the top of their folder when they check. So because once they come into office, the first thing they do, they log into their computer and check emails. So if your email is not at the top, chances are he might not even see the email, let alone responding to the email. And then you should not contact two or more professors from the same faculty or university at the same time, because it doesn't actually look good to contact this professor in one lab and then contact the other in the neighboring lab, because they usually, when they meet at a committee level during seminar or whatever, they discuss about prospective international students that they are about to bring. So it doesn't really look good to hear that you have contacted this one and you have contacted the other. They might just decide to ignore your application. And if you have sent an email to professor and you've not gotten a response after 1 or 2 weeks, it is recommended that you should follow up with a reminder under that particular email. You should follow up with a reminder and then try as much as possible to contact so many professors here in Japan, as it will increase your chances of getting accepted. I think that is all I have for you. See you in Japan soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I think you have done a very good job.
Thank you very much. Please, I have a question. I don't know
All
if
right.
I can go ahead.
Where's
Hello.
Abdul Fatir?
Naam, assalamu alaikum. Yeah, Malam Samir, ina gajiya. Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you very much, Malam Umar. That was a very
little bit,
beautiful
but
presentation over there. So actually I have been following up with the MEXT application. So already I have a lot of things in place already for the application. So my question is I don't have an English proficiency exam, but I do have a letter from both my undergraduate school and my postgraduate school stating I was taught and a medium of instruction of teaching was an English. So I don't know if that will be okay for the embassy to exempt me from taking that English proficiency or Japanese test.
I think, can I respond?
Yeah, please, you can.
I think it has not been stated anywhere that you have to, that you must provide English proficiency exam. If you can see very well, even in the slide I shared, I wrote the IELTS, the English proficiency exam is optional. They even stated it is optional. It is optional. However, if you have the IELTS, it will increase your chances. The idea is to submit a very strong application and an application that is unique. I always advise that you should not be in rush to submit your application. Rather, you should take your time, fill in every information correctly, and then submit a very strong application. It's always better to submit application late, a very strong one, than to submit a very loose application very early, like maybe after 1 or 2 days of opening the application, you rush and submit your application, very loose one. You may not actually be considered, but someone that submitted his application just 1 or 2 days before the deadline, but the application is strong enough, he will be considered. So I think take your time and fill in everything correctly. We still have like 1 or 2 weeks before the application deadline. And it has not been stated anywhere that you must provide the IELTS examination or TOEFL. We only said that it increases your chances. It makes you stand out among others. You know, scholarship is always like application for scholarship is more or less like game or a competition. So it's like survival of the fittest. So try as much as possible to make your application stand out. That is how you will be considered.
Thank you, Doctor. I saw Muhammad Abubakar Daman. Have a question? Muhammad Abubakar.
Yes, I have no question for now.
Okay. Okay, you don't have a question?
Yes, I do not have question for now.
Okay. Next one, Umar A. Father.
Hello.
Hello, Umar A. Father. Not around? Okay, John.
Yes, I can hear you. You have a question?
John Adekule.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, I'm on, please. I'm on.
Okay.
All right. Go on.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Thank you for the beautiful and very concise seminar. It's so wonderful. Thank you for your brilliancy. I have some questions I want to ask. The first is that, is there age limit for the applicant? Number two.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Go on with your questions.
Number two, I don't know if we can form a kind of WhatsApp group for the people that join here so that we can be updating information, passing experience here and there. Those are my two questions, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. John. Over to you, Doctor.
Not yet, Doctor. I just started my PhD, please. With regards to your first question regarding whether there is age limit or not, I think it has been stated in the application guideline. Please, before you submit your application, make sure you go through that application guideline very well. It has been stated. I think you must be born nothing less than April 1990, I think. So there is an age limit. Then regarding the opening of WhatsApp group, that one, I think the organizers of the program can decide on that. Thank you.
You are nagode, Susi. Nagode.
You are welcome.
Buhari, take note. Are you around about the issue of WhatsApp group?
Yes, about that, we do have a WhatsApp group for the Gamji mentees. So you can send your request to join the group to gamjiedu@gmail.com, and then you'll hear a response from there, and you'll get a link where you can join the WhatsApp group. Thank you.
Drop them the Doctor, can you drop them the email?
Yes, I've already write the email from the chat box, so you can check it there.
Okay. Mr. Adekule.
You are okay. Zan duba, sir. Zan duba. Thank you.
Okay. Then the next one online is Muhammad Adam.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
You have questions?
Yes.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, hello.
Listen, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, actually, I would like to thank the presenter, Dr. Tairu, although he said that he's on the journey, and also thank you for organizing this kind of event. I have two questions actually. The first question is about the ways or process of applying this scholarship. He made mention of embassies through an embassy and through an university. So can an applicant apply through both ways? I mean, to go for the embassy one and also at the same time to go for the university one. And also on the programs, can one apply different programs at one time? Then the last question is about receiving multiple response from professors. Is there no any implication of having such? Because you just say that they used to talk each other when they meet somewhere. So and you send a message to different professors, and they all respond to you. So is there any implication? And the last one is, please can you give us some rough estimate of your journey? I mean, in terms of cost from Nigeria to Japan, because we have to include this in the course of discussion. Thank you.
You are welcome. Mr. Muhammad, over to you.
Please, the host, can you help me with the questions? I think the first one he said, can you apply for both at the same time?
Asking about
the simple answer to that question, I think I have that question with me. The first answer to the first question is that you cannot apply for the embassy and university track at the same time. That is an automatic disqualification. It's one at a time.
Okay.
But I think since the time period is not the same. If you apply for embassy track and you have not received any notification that you have passed the first screening, it means that you have been disqualified, right? And that was around June. So you can start contacting professors against next cycle for the university track, which is around December. That was what I actually did. I applied for embassy track. I didn't hear any response around June. And then I started contacting professors. Luckily enough for me, around August, I got a professor. By December, he sent me application and I submitted. So I think you can do it this way. But once you have passed the first screening and you are into the second screening or waiting for the results in February, the final result in January or February through the embassy track, you cannot apply for university track. That is an automatic disqualification. And then the second question, please, can you help me with it?
When you receive multiple response from different professors, is there no any implication because you just say that they used to talk
I think there's no any implication. You just choose one of the professors, one among them, and then probably send an email to the rest indicating that you have already gotten a proposal, because you can only use one professor's acceptance letter to the embassy track.
Then about the programs, can I apply to different programs, although maybe they are related, they may be related?
Yes, you can do that. It's even advisable, so that to like have more chances of being accepted.
Okay, the last
but
part
let the programs be related,
okay,
so that your research plan can actually cover all.
Okay, the last part of my questions is about the estimate, rough estimate of your journey from Nigeria.
I think that is a bit difficult to answer, because it all depends on dollar rates, as you know, because when you eventually come to Japan, you are not going to receive any allowance or stipend till the month ends. So during that first period, you have to take care of yourself. So usually they advise you should come along with $1,000 equivalent at least
That's good.
Yes. Yes. Quite much.
Because that's my concern. Thank you.
Yes. And also you have to submit, if you're applying for university track, after submitting the documents through email to your professor or to university, you will still have to submit the hard copies directly to them. So you have to also put that into consideration. You have to pay DHL or any delivery company to submit that to you. I think last
Notarized,
year it was around
notarized copies,
80. Pardon?
notarized copies. I mean, you have to go to the law firm and have that stamp, or what they call it. This notarized.
It all depends. It all depends on the university you are applying to.
Okay.
Like sorry, I will be sharing my own experience because I think that's the best way to answer your question. In my own case, my university only requires me to provide my documents, but I should take them to court
Yes.
and
Okay.
authorize that this document is
True copy.
is a true copy of the original document. That is the only thing they need. Other universities might want you to go to Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then to the embassy of your of the country in that place to have your document notarized. Other universities, but some universities do not require that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Doctor, for
So you
answering.
have to also bear, or you have to also put into consideration the cost of uh, delivering your documents from Nigeria to Japan.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the wonderful answers. Then the next one in line is Muhammad Murtala Abi. I'm available. You have question? Muhammad Murtala Amin. I think it's not around. Then the next one is Isa Usman. Isa Usman.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, sorry.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I would like to thank the presenter for the wonderful presentation. My question is, I would like to ask the presenter to please, can you please come again regarding university track? Because I just skipped that part due to network glitch. Thank you very much.
That's over to you. Umar.
All right. University track is a very simple way of scoring a MEXT scholarship. It's actually a simpler way than it's a simpler way and so it's actually a simpler way and less complicated method of applying for MEXT scholarship. The only hard part of it is you have to get a professor that is ready to accept you to join his lab. When you do that, by around December, the professor on behalf of the university will send you the application document to fill in. If you make any mistake or there are some things you didn't do correctly, the professor will ask you to make corrections. After that, after you have submitted your application via email and then also take the hard copy to either delivery to DHL or any delivery company to be delivered to Japan, by March, the university will inform you whether you have been recommended by the university to the MEXT scholarship board seeking for award of the scholarship. But you should just know that once you have a proposal that is ready to accept you, you have more than 80 to 90% chances of getting the scholarship. The only challenging part of it is to get a proposal that is ready to accept you. Once you do that, the rest part of the work is going to be done for you by the professor and the university. You will just be notified around March that you have been recommended by the university to the scholarship board, and then around June, you will be notified that you have been offered the scholarship. So around September, you will arrive in Japan. It's really a simple method of getting the scholarship.
Thank you
But
very
you have
much,
to
ma'am.
get the professor. Yes.
Thank you very much. My second question is there any quota allocated to each country like Nigeria, please?
I think there are quota attached to every country because I have a friend here in Bangladesh. They have a very large quota. He told me every year they used to have like 50 students coming from Bangladesh to Japan to make scholarship. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, usually it's not going to be more than 10. Both the embassy and university track combined, I think. But I'm not so sure.
Thank you
But
very much.
definitely there is quota attached to every country.
Thank you, Umar, for the wonderful
Yes.
answers. Then the next in line is Mr. Umar Muhammad Yasser.
Mm.
Are you around?
Yes, hello, alaikum.
Welcome,
Walaikum
salam.
salam.
Welcome.
First of all, let me thank the organizers and the presenters of this gigantic program. It's well educated, it's enlightenment. I have a few questions or a suggestion I may want. Number one, someone who is currently a second year MSc.
Mm.
You have,
I cannot
you
hear
have
you. I think network.
Mr. Umar?
Hello?
Yes, yes.
I
Your
cannot.
network is bad.
Hello, are you me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, have you heard my first question?
No, no, no. It was not clear.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah. I said, can someone who is currently in his second year MSc apply for the MEXT scholarship? And which of the track is currently open? Is it the embassy track or embassy track?
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What you, Mr. Umar?
Um, you can actually apply for MEXT scholarship even if you are yet to graduate, but it has to be on a condition that you have to provide your graduation documents by June.
Okay.
That's the condition. Yes, you can actually apply. I did the same thing. I applied
Okay.
when my MSc result was not even ready. But you have to maybe your supervisor will write an undertaking for you that you are going to graduate by June.
Okay. 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 What
And
are the
then
costs? Uh, I mean, considering the fact
okay,
that Japan is a technology-driven country, and you've
yeah. Mm.
lab, are they only STEM courses? Study from social science or art to apply?
Like I said before, MEXT scholarship is for all. It
Okay.
covers every discipline, every area. It all depends on if you are able to get a professor that is ready to accept you, irrespective of the field. Japanese
All
government
right.
scholarship do not care about which course you are going to study or whatever. Just get a professor and you'll be granted the scholarship. And
Okay.
the method that is currently open now is the embassy track. And the deadline is by April 10th. May 10th.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
It's open for both STEM and non-STEM. Just apply.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Umar. The next one, the line is Salim Ibrahim. Salim Ibrahim?
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam.
Thank you very much for the presentation, and thanks to the organizers. My question is, when someone is eventually successful, how does the scholarship include family or any dependent, or is just strictly for single person?
On?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Now, over to you, Mr. Umar.
It has been provided in the application document. If you check very
Okay.
well, that are you going to come with a dependent or not?
Okay.
You have to specify if you are coming with a dependent, what is the relation of that dependent to you? You just feel in case if anything happens. But they advise that you are not going to come with the dependent together with you at the same time. It is recommended that you should spend first 6 months in Japan, getting used to the culture and everything, then you can invite your dependent.
Okay.
However, next, does not cover the expenses of your dependent. Probably from your own stipend, you can take care of your dependent, but not MEXT. MEXT will only take care of you alone,
Okay.
not your
Okay.
dependent. Yeah. But
Okay.
however,
Thank you.
you are allowed to bring your dependent after 6 months. It has to
Okay.
be after
Thank you.
6 months. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
I hope you are
Mhm.
working. The next one is Muhammad Nuruddin. Muhammad Nuruddin Abdul Karim. Not available. Then Nura Abubakar Kaoji.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.
Good afternoon to you all.
Welcome. Oh, Muhammad, you
Two
are.
people answering at the same time.
Yeah. Sorry, Nura. Let Muhammad first. Sorry.
Okay.
Because I was talking to you. Muhammad, you can go on. Muhammad Nuruddin Abdul Karim. Muhammad Nuruddin Abdul Karim. Are you around?
I think you can move to the next person.
Yeah, Nura. Come go ahead. Sorry. Nura Abubakar.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, you are back?
Wa alaikum salam.
I think it's having network. Nura Abubakar. Kaoji. Nura Abubakar. Are you not around? Then Babangida Kabiru.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Good day to you all, and thank you for a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. Please, is this only strictly for PhD or is only included for master student, for MSc student? Yes.
Mr. Umar.
There is mixed.
Sorry, we will come back to Nura on someone now.
From Kabiru, there is Kabiru, there is MEXT scholarship, not only for masters, but for even for undergraduate students. Only that you should know the hierarchy. As it goes higher, the competition becomes lesser. But there is MSc, but there is MEXT scholarship for undergraduate, for masters, and for PhD.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Umar. Nura, you can go ahead. Kaoji. Nura Kaoji. Then Babangida Bukar. Are you around?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Come go ahead.
So, sir, thank you for a wonderful presentation, and these are kind of the things that we highly regard. But my question is that, sir, how can we get the professors? Are we going to search through the various portal, university portal to get the professors that may be likely going to train us on our field, while if we want to follow the university track?
Now, over to you, Mr. Umar.
Yes. Honestly, yes. That is how you can get your professor. You search through Google your field and professors in your field or the university, and then after going to the university's official website, then you check the faculty members. From there, you can get professors that are working in the area you want to study in. That's how to get professors. Just Google, you will get it. You get a lot of professors when you Google.
Okay, sir. So my second question.
Just browse.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Sir, I am a person in a real estate discipline, for instance, real estate access to management and valuation, sir. So, sir, do they have like a University of Technologies where you can just rightly pinpoint that maybe your courses will be there, or you keep on searching. That is what the confusing part I didn't understand, sir.
I believe once you search your field, your area of study, and let's say, for example, let's use maybe you want to specialize in mycology, you can write professors of mycology in Japan, or just type Japanese university. You see a lot of universities, and then click on the individual university's website. From there, you go to the official faculty members, research areas. You will just see an information there that will guide you. I'm sure. So just Google, you will get it. Just write your field and write in Japan. You will get it. Professors in pharmaceutical chemistry, professors in drug design and synthesis in Japan. You see a lot of them. You even have.
Walaikum salam. Who's talking?
My name is Uru Abaka. Can you hear me?
Mr. Babakana, are you okay? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Nura.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I said my name is Uru Abaka Kaoji. I thank the organizers for providing us with this wonderful platform. My first question is about age limit. The age limit for PhD application, is it 35 years or 40 years?
Over to you, Mr. Umar. I think this question has been
answered.
Has been addressed earlier on.
Yeah,
the question has been addressed earlier on.
We are not around.
The applicant, irrespective of masters and PhD, should be born not earlier than April 1990.
Wow, 1990.
I think 34 years of age, right?
Yes.
If you calculate.
Not up to 35.
You should not be older than 34 years of age. Or 35, yeah.
Okay.
It has been stated in the application guideline. You should go through it well before you apply.
Okay, then my second question, considering the economic realities in Nigeria, what is the minimum amount that one needs to have in order to pursue the scholarship expenses from the beginning to the end?
I don't understand. Like in Nigeria,
like maybe paying for the DHL and who pays for the flight from Nigeria to Japan for the first time?
Is the scholarship that will cover the flight ticket for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you only need to pay for the cost of delivering your document from Nigeria to Japan, which is dependent on the cost of dollar exchange rate.
Exchange rate.
So you can check. Yeah, you can change. I think that's the only thing you need to pay. Other than that, you can do everything by yourself.
Can you tell us the average expenses, in terms of dollar rate, for the delivery of the documents?
I think it will not be more than 50 or 60,000. Yes.
You can using the current exchange rate.
I mean, this is something very easy that you can just confirm. I believe it's not something hard. Delivering a document, even if you use your phone, you can get the answer. Just type how much does it cost to deliver a document from Nigeria to Japan. I think if there's anything, that's the only thing you can pay for. Other than that, every other thing you can do it by yourself.
Thank you very much.
Of course, you have to put in consideration the cost of printing, photocopying. Well, that is just minor thing, I think. Provided you have your passport, you have your passport. You should have your passport already. I believe you have it. Yes.
Yes.
You don't have problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Umar, for the answers. Then in messages, there are some questions regarding presentation. People are requesting to be sent presentation. So our host has already dropped an email. You can check on the chat box. readinggamji@gmail.com. So you can send all your questions via that email. So we can send you a copy of the presentation that Mr. Umar has given us. Then another one. Another one said, "This what is the chance of a graduate with CGPA of 3.1 to secure fully funded scholarship master program?" Muhammad Abubakar. Mr. Umar.
Um, mm, CGPA alone is not the only thing they consider to award you the scholarship. They consider many things: your CV, how you craft your research plan, and everything. But the fact that having a good CGPA can never be understated. You have to have a good CGPA, nothing less than uh, nothing less than second class upper. Yes, you should have at least second class upper.
Okay, thank you very
Because
much.
you are going to compete. You are going to compete. So it's good you have a very good CGPA. That will place you in a higher chance actually.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Umar.
But I think 3.8 out of 5 in a scale of 5 is good. You are good to go. I think you said 3.8, right? You said 3.8.
Thank you, Mr. Umar. Then the next one, I think it's referring about the context, how to contact the professors. Said, how about LinkedIn? Like, can you contact them via LinkedIn? LinkedIn.
No, that is not a professional way to. That's really not a polite way to contact professors. Always contact professors through their email. The email of professor is always there on his page. If you check the official school website, so it's better to contact them through their email.
Okay. So hope Mr. Abubakar Muhammad Mandi, your question has been answered well. Then the next one is Khalifa Awal Idris. He said, please, can someone help us with the direct link for application?
I think that can be done after this thing. The application link is there, so you can
Yes,
just.
and even the host has given an answer. He said, check our Facebook page.
It's there.
Yes, mentorship forum. You can find the link to the scholarship. Even my own Facebook page, you can find it. My problem is make sure that
you can just Google it. It's available everywhere. You just browse.
Yeah,
you get
everyone,
it.
it's easy.
Just type MEXT scholarship. You see it.
Yes. Then another question from Jeremiah Akinsola. The question reads, please, what is the nature of the entrance exam?
Like I said before, entrance examination is nothing but interview. They will ask you to introduce yourself. After introducing yourself, your academic background, and then what do you want to work on. That does it. It's very simple procedure. And then, of course, they are going to examine your documents, and that's all. Nobody failed, almost no one failed entrance examination. It's just part of their protocol that there has to be an entrance examination before you are enrolled officially into either PhD or MSc program. But it's not hard at all.
Okay. So hope your question was answered correctly, Mr. Akisola. I hope you are around. Thank you, Mr. Umar, for the good answer. Then the next one is from Abraham Adisina. He said, which comes first, applying best and bagging the MEXT scholarship, or squaring a professor in faculty that will help you get the scholarship?
From my experience, I think getting a professor and then applying through university recommendation is better. It saves you a lot of stress and a lot of stages. As you can see, the embassy track has so many stages you have to pass through. But in the case of university recommendation, everything will be done to you by your professor. So I always recommend university track. But that doesn't mean you should not apply for embassy track. You should always try your luck. And remember, you may not get it at the first time. The fact that you did not get it at the first time, you should not give up. Keep trying. It's going to be extremely very, very like it's very, very you have to be extremely lucky to get scholarship at first school. You have to apply many times before you eventually be awarded the scholarship. But trust me, one yes, I mean, once you are accepted, it will automatically change the whole story.
Thank you, Mr. Umar, for the wonderful answers. And we are going to take the last question. Somebody asks, his name is Umar A. Napada. Said, my question is, the guidelines stated that for medical graduates, they are considered as PS applicants. I have no communication. Just participated in research with one country. And I still apply for the PhD.
Can he apply for PhD without what?
He has no publications, but he has still research which are under.
Not having a publication is not a criteria. Like you must, it is not stated anywhere that you must have publication before you can apply for PhD program. You can apply for PhD program provided you have 18 years of study from your primary, secondary, and tertiary institution. So if you put all together, combined, you have 18 years, you are good to go. You can apply for the PhD program.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Answers provided. I hope Mr. Umar in the Pada is around to can have the answer to this question. Here we came to the end of the session. Thank everyone who attended despite making some tight schedules, and especially the host and the biggest thank you goes to the presenter, Mr. Umar Dayu. Thank you very much, Mr. Umar. Dr. Buhari,
thank you so much.
Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Samir. So here we comes to the end of this webinar, and thanks to Umar Dahirul for a very concise and webinar on MEXT scholarship. I'm very sure that all the participants have really understand the scholarship. Thank you very much, Umar Dahiru. And thank you also our host, Samir Shehu Dan Hassan, who diligently coordinated the webinar. So you can follow us on our all social media handles, gamji@aju.com, if you search for our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as if you have any request. I've seen some people asking how to get the PowerPoint presentation, so you can send a request to our email address, gamji@aju.com, and then the slide will be provided to you. And also for those who are asking for a WhatsApp chat group, you can also send that request to our email, and you will be responded. So thank you very much, everyone, for having the time to join us. On behalf of Ganji Educational and Mentorship Forum, here we comes to the end of the webinar till we see you next time in our next webinar. Thank you.